The moment she sent the text, "Helping Mom, back tomorrow," I felt a fleeting relief, a strange calm that I tried to hold onto like water slipping through my fingers. The house felt too quiet, almost expectant, like it was holding its breath. I sank into the couch, heart hammering against my ribs, replaying the last few weeks in my mind. Her distracted glances, the soft laugh that didn't reach her eyes, the faint scent of someone else lingering on her clothes. My chest tightened with a mix of denial and fear. I wanted to believe I was imagining things. But deep down, I knew the weekend alone could either soothe or confirm my worst suspicions. I attempted distractions. TV, a glass of wine, scrolling aimlessly. But the silence of the house was deafening. Every creak of the floorboards, every wind-blown shutter rattling against the windows, made me jump. And then I heard it. A soft hum, almost deliberate, coming from the kitchen. My pulse spiked. I tiptoed toward it, peeking into the empty space. Nothing. Just the faint aroma of brewing coffee and bread. Faint but precise, almost purposeful. Night stretched endlessly. Sleep was impossible. Every shadow in the room felt like it hid a truth I wasn't ready to face. Every sound, door clicks, distant traffic, even the hum of the fridge, made my mind race with worst-case scenarios. By the time morning arrived, it felt like I had been trapped in darkness for weeks. Then the smell hit me fully, a delicate aroma of butter and freshly baked bread that made my stomach twist. Something in it was deliberate, calculated. My feet moved on their own toward the kitchen, each step heavier than the last. And there she was. Not her, but her mother, standing calmly by the stove, smiling. A plate in her hand. And on that plate, breakfast. Prepared for me, alone. "Good morning," she said softly, her smile almost too calm, too knowing. "Your wife asked me to take care of you while she was away." I froze. My mind stumbled over the words. "She asked you." Relief should have been my first reaction, but instead, dread slithered down my spine like ice water. My chest tightened. Every instinct screamed that this wasn't normal, that this was carefully arranged. I tried to focus on the food, but the trembling in my hands made every bite feel heavier than it should. "Breakfast," I managed, voice cracking. But her mother's eyes didn't waver. They were sharp, calculating, almost cruel. Yet beneath that, there was something protective, something she had been hiding from me all along. I sat down, knife and fork in trembling hands, trying to appear composed while my mind raced with fear, suspicion, and heartbreak. "Don't worry," her mother said, settling across from me with a cup of tea, calm and unnerving. "Everything will make sense soon." Soon. The word sliced through me. What could be so urgent, so monumental, that she needed to speak before my wife returned? My memories of her, every laugh, every whispered secret, twisted in my mind, suddenly suspect. A creeping realization gnawed at me. The last few weeks weren't random. They were pieces of a puzzle I hadn't noticed, and her mother was holding the key. She leaned closer, voice barely a whisper, yet every word slammed into me like a hammer. "She's hiding something from you. Something she thought you'd never see." My chest tightened further. Fear and rage collided, forming a storm in my gut. I wanted to leap up, confront her, demand answers, but my body refused to act. I had been blind, willingly so, and now I faced the wreckage of denial. Her mother reached for my hand, gentle but insistent. "I couldn't let her destroy you before you were ready to face the truth." She thought she was protecting herself, but she couldn't protect you. Not anymore. Then, deliberately, she placed a small envelope in front of me. Sealed. My wife's initials scrawled in her handwriting. My hands shook as I opened it. Inside were photos, screenshots, and messages I had feared but never dared to imagine. Proof of every secret, every betrayal, every lie I had tried to dismiss as paranoia. The final note at the bottom: "I couldn't tell him. I thought I could fix it myself." The envelope fell from my hands. The betrayal cut deeper than I could have anticipated. Every memory of us together, laughing in the living room, late-night talks, quiet mornings, turned sharp, poisoned by deception. My chest ached in a way that made my knees weak. Tears burned my eyes, but I couldn't cry. All I could feel was the cold, relentless weight of heartbreak and disbelief. Her mother's eyes softened again, almost sorrowful. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I tried to protect you, but the truth had to come out." She wasn't ready, And I couldn't let her keep building this lie around you. By the time my wife walked through the door, the house felt like a trap. She smiled, oblivious, expecting a mundane reunion after her weekend. But she froze when she saw me sitting in silence, the envelope on the table, the evidence of her betrayal scattered like shards of glass. I didn't speak. Words were useless. The storm of heartbreak, betrayal, and anger was enough to fill the room. She stumbled for an explanation. I remained silent, my eyes locked on hers, cold and unrelenting. The house, once a place of safety, now felt like the stage of her downfall. Every secret, every hidden indiscretion, every lie she thought would remain safe was now laid bare. Her world shifted in that instant, fragile and trembling. And in the quiet aftermath, I realized something I couldn't ignore. Some truths, once seen, can never be unseen. Some betrayals, once revealed, can never be forgiven. That breakfast, that plate, that deliberate act by her mother, it had dismantled the walls she had built around herself. The rest of the day passed in tense silence. She tried to explain, plead, apologize. But her words were hollow, drowned by the evidence before me. By nightfall, I understood. The woman I thought I knew was gone. The life I imagined with her, the trust, the love, all shattered. Her mother had served me breakfast, yes, but more than that, she had served me the truth. Cruel, unflinching, and unavoidable. Some nights, I still remember the scent of that breakfast, the smile on her mother's face, and the cold, silent realization that my world had changed forever in one single morning. The betrayal wasn't just hers. It was the culmination of hidden truths, of lies carefully nurtured, and of a reality that I could never escape. And yet, even in the heartbreak, even in the fury, I knew one thing with painful clarity. I would never look at her the same way again. In the fury, I knew one thing with painful clarity.